Welcome back to Swinton Lions YouTube channel, sponsored by Techmark. For the second half of Swinton against Batley, it'll be Batley to get us back underway. They'll be kicking from right to left in this second period, leading by 20 points to 16 at the break. Defences from both sides looking a bit shaky in the first half. Swinton with Kabula continuing with the first carry of the second half. It was a strong finish for the Lions in the first half, having looked in danger of being blown away at one point. But Batley's defence didn't stand up much better than our own. And it's Hayden Hansen in at acting half for Swinton. Hansen goes right to Barlow, who turns and looks for an offload back to Hansen. Rodri Lloyd with the carry this time. Swinton in possession at the start of this second half. Live from the AJ Bell Stadium. Woods just gets away from an attempted tackle. The ball goes to ground, but it's gone backwards. Hankinson picks it up and cuts back in field. And Swinton, who maybe would have had a chance there of an overlap, couldn't make anything of it. Break up the middle from Davis. Onto the Swinton 40. That's the last, so Woods will kick under pressure. Well, he has to get the ball away. Swinton can't get a kick away. Woods back in possession, but it's a forward pass. Good pressure there from Batley. They got up quickly and shut down Josh Woods. Couldn't get a kick away. He was forced to pass, and then when he took the return ball, it was a forward pass. So it's a handover just inside the Swinton half. Bad end to the set that for Swinton. They need to be getting the kicks away. Batley in possession inside the Swinton 40, with Davey continuing at hooker for them. Working and open on the near side of Barney, can't get away. Hankinson makes the tackle for Swinton, but Batley on the front foot. The Swinton line didn't move up at all. Hayden Hansen makes the tackle, but Batley are now just 5 short from the Swinton line. In a central position, Davey goes right to Brambani again. Batley looking threatening, moving along the line. They've got an overlap, but they can't get the ball out. Forsyth steps in and makes the tackle for Swinton. Important intervention that from Liam Forsyth. Batley continue to press up the middle. Swinton looked in trouble there, and that was the 5th. I didn't even see the referee signal, but the handover's given as Josh Barlow made the tackle, and Batley wasted that. I don't think they realised it was the last. I certainly didn't see the referee signal. Swinton back in possession through Fell, who just slips as he tries to get away. Hansen in acting half again, goes left to Forsyth, who stepped in off the wing. Upright in the tackle, Liam Forsyth, eventually put on his back on the Swinton 30. Woods moves it on to Davis again. He's looked threatening when he's had the ball in hand. He's not had too many opportunities, no one in support with him, but he kept his feet in the tackle. And Woods kicks early in the count, looking for 40-20. But he'll not make touch again. The fullback will get across Scott and field the ball. It's Woods who makes the tackle, but a decent early kick that from Josh Woods. Keeping Batley thinking, keeping them on the toes. It's capable of a 40-20. Batley needs to be aware of that and maybe have to leave on the 4th, leave a couple of men back, which could open up things for Swinton. Kabula out the line a bit quickly there for the Lions. He doesn't make the tackle. Eventually he just lies on top, but he wasn't spotted by the referee, or if he had been, I think it might have been a penalty against the Lions. Batley on halfway, driving into Swinton territory. It's a quiet afternoon, no real atmosphere in this ground with 3.5 stands shut. And it's a cold grey afternoon in Salford. 35 from the line. Back it comes to Brambani, who gets the kick away. He's caught a couple of times after he got the kick away. Hankinson takes it safely. The touch judge has come on, and I think Batley might have a penalty in back play there. There was contact on the kick of Brambani. There was a double hit on him there. Hayden Hansen was the second of those in contact. Brambani was already airborne when he made contact with Hansen. Maybe Hansen couldn't pull out, but I think Batley will get a penalty. The referee just consulting with the touch judge. He waited to see if Hankinson took it safely, maybe looking for an advantage before putting his flag up. And it's Josh Barlow who gets called over I think Josh Barlow just saying it wasn't him. A penalty's given. Batley have a penalty. The incident put on report as well. 20 from the line. Batley take the tap instead of kicking for goal. Leading by 4 points and looking to add 6 to that. Central position. Davey acting half. Goes left. Swinton line up a bit slow again. But they make the tackle just in front of the line. Davey goes in again. Back in field he comes. Walker to Brambani. One-handed offload from Brambani. Good tackle there. In the middle from Woods. Batley continue to probe the Swinton line. Play the ball just in front of the post. Brambani pulls it back to Walker. And again, Swinton get enough men around the ball to prevent an offload to make the tackle. That's the last. Good defensive set so far from Swinton. Davey goes right, crash ball to Ward. Tries an offload. It comes off a Swinton man, but he didn't play at it. But Batley have a chance here with a broken defensive line. Long ball to the wing. Goes to ground, maybe off Forsyth, who was making a tackle. The referee resets the tackle count, which looks harsh against Swinton. Forsyth was making the tackle, and Ratey has cut in field and almost finds a way through. So repeat set here for the Bulldogs. Swinton under pressure. Bit unfortunate, I think, there. The deflection off Forsyth was given as a deliberate play at the ball, and Batley are held up over the line. I'm sure Forsyth was trying to make the tackle there, but the repeat set was given. So Batley held up over the line. Davey to play it on the 10. Batley continue to just try and hope there's a missed tackle up the middle. No real effort on running onto the ball. Moving wide this time. Offload to the fullback Scott, who's well met. And Swinton complete the tackle to the applause of the home crowd. Back in field, Batley will come. Brambani. Ward, there was another contact off the ball against Hankinson. Batley continue, but they're just short. That's the last, just to the base of the post there. Davey ready to get the play, the ball, but the referee stops the clock because the Batley man in possession's injured. And the physio comes on. So one tackle to survive for Swinton. Batley might just roll it in behind here. Brambani and Walker will be ready. Looking for an opportunity to score, if not a repeat set. Davey at the play the ball. Swinton can't afford to let him just dive over. You've got to have enough men behind it. They go for the crash ball. And they're over the line, but they won't get the ball down. Swinton tackling well. And the handover on the line. Good pressure, though, from Batley building. And Swinton have to work their way out of their own 10. Barlow plays it. Batley looking to force a dropout. And they've pushed Swinton behind the posts. And they've won the dropout. Good work there from Batley. Swinton tackled in their own end goal area. And it'll be a dropout from under the sticks. Woods will strike it, I'm sure, again. Third time this afternoon. So pressure on Swinton at the start of this second half. But Batley so far unable to make it pay with the unimaginative brand of rugby that they play. No flair at all. Percentage rugby. There's Woods with a dropout. It makes halfway, received safely on halfway, and Ward in the scrum cack breaks the tackle of Josh Barlow, who goes in for a second. It's a penalty for Batley, and the players come rushing in. And we've got a bit of a melee. The touch judges come on. There's a real scrap on the floor. Josh Barlow might be in trouble on the back of that. He missed the first tackle when he went back in for a second attempt. The Batley fans clearly feel that Barlow should be sent off here. The referee, I think, is just regaining control. Ward's back on his feet. And now the officials have a decision to make. Josh Barlow penalised for a high tackle. And I think he'll be getting at least 10 minutes here. Batley players just being told to retreat a safe distance. And now the three officials have to decide what to do. I'm sure Josh Barlow could be in trouble. His face is flushed and red. He looked pretty angry. The referee reaches to his pocket. Josh Barlow's called over. It's a yellow card for Josh Barlow, to the dislike of the Batley fans. Barlow gets 10 minutes. Batley have a penalty. I think that'll be the end of it. Well, the referee puts it on report again. The second time this afternoon. Barlow comes off. Swinton down to 12. I'm really under pressure now. Batley with a penalty. They'll take the tap. They could have kicked for goal from there, but with the extra man, they'll be looking to score a try on the back of this. Kabula with a strong tackle for Swinton. One tackle down. Davey moves right. It's Davis in the tackle. He just moves out of it. Central position. Davey goes right again. Can Batley find a hole in this Swinton defence, which looked pretty leaky in the first half? So far has held firm, but now he's having to do so a man light. Josh Barlow sent to the sin bin for a high tackle. And Batley have Swinton on their own line. Back it comes. Walker with a flat looking pass. Swinton up smartly to make the tackle again. That's the last. Again, Batley haven't really troubled the Swinton line. Playing the narrow one, kicking behind, dropped on by Fell, who's knocked it on as he dropped on it. And I don't know if it came across on the mic, but Stuart Littler didn't agree with that decision. He felt the ball was just grounded rather than knocked on. And Batley have head and feet on the 10. And another repeat set on the Swinton line. The Lions doing a lot of defending at the start of this second half. And maybe thinking about making a change. The substitutes warming up in front of us. Connor Taylor not come onto the field yet this afternoon. Fresh legs, but it's Batley with head and feet. Out it comes Brambani. Scott looking to work an overlap on the far side. The Lions struggling to make the tackle. Out it goes to Retty, who cuts back in field, but can't find a way through. Swinton's sliding defence, managing to get enough bodies behind the ball. Back in field, Batley come. But again, no real invention in the play. And Swinton can make the tackle without too much trouble. Brambani with a flat pass this time. It's a crash ball, but Swinton get men under it. Well, no, they don't. Batley have scored. There wasn't much reaction from the players, but Batley have the opening points of his second half. It's Batley 24, Swinton 16. It's Ward who scores it, the man who was caught high by Josh Barlow a few minutes ago. And Batley's pressure eventually turns into points. Batley 24, Swinton 16 with the kick to come. A simple kick from right in front of the post. And Swinton really can't afford to concede again while they're a man light. Not been at the best this afternoon, the Lions. Walker with a chance to convert. Conversion knocked over by Walker. Batley now lead by 10 points. 26-16 to the Bulldogs. Swinton moving back up slowly, looking to eat up every second while they're a man light. Josh Barlow sent to the sin bin. And his teammates won't be thanking him because they were under pressure as it was before that incident. And now they've got to do it without one of the most influential forwards. Hankinson takes the restart, mid-range kick to the Batley right. Kabula looked to get up and make the tackle, but he didn't get there in time. Instead, it's Hayden Hansen who makes the first tackle of that set. Batley maybe consider just moving the ball a bit more freely now with that 10-point lead and the man advantage. Surely got to look to work it to the flanks, but up the middle they go again. Through Leak. Or Davey it is, sorry. Strong shoulder there from Chris Hankinson to make the tackle. Kabula completes it. Batley flopped to the floor looking for a penalty, nothing given. But now there's a chance. Scott gets the ball to the wing. And there's an infield ball back to Scott, who should score. He's got support with him. And Ward will score again. Ward surely wins it for Batley. There's too much for Swinton to do. It's Batley 30, Swinton 16. Scott heavily involved. And he had Ward in support. Good support play from the forward. And for Swinton, that's disappointing. Back-to-back tries, similar to the first half. Batley extend the lead, and now it looks a tall order for the Lions to come back into this. Just regrouping behind the post. Connor Taylor about to come on for the first time this afternoon for the Lions. We'll wait and see who comes off for him. But it's Walker lining up the kick to rub salt into the Swinton wounds. 30 points to 16 before this kick. Walker takes his time, right-footed, but it's a simple kick and Walker knocks it over, so Batley lead by 32 points to 16. Connor Taylor comes on for the Lions. It's Sammy Kabula going off and he looks knackered. I don't know whether we'll see him again. He looks like he's struggling. So Taylor comes on. He looked pretty good in France to me when he came on as a halfback, but I'm sure he'll be playing in the forwards. But he's impressed when he's had the chance for Swinton. The referee stops the clock as Hankinson prepares to take the restart again. Swinton have to score the next points, no question about it. And we need to score in quick succession to really threaten Batley. Will be feeling quite comfortable at the moment. Batley are about to make changes as well. Gledhill will shortly come on for them. Galbraith is on as well. Ratey cutting in off his wing again as Batley make the changes. On their own 30, but quick away from the mark, and Jack Hansen makes the tackle for Swinton. But it's Batley well and truly on top, on the front foot. Looking to move the ball a bit more now. Manning brought down on halfway. Can't find an offload. Good tackle there from Hayden Hansen in the middle for Swinton. It's Batley in possession. Back it comes. Taylor rushed out of the line and couldn't make the tackle on the last. And Batley looking threatening from Mbani. Plenty of support, and there's a real chance for Batley if they can keep the ball alive and work it to the near side. Ward for the hat-trick, but he moves it on, and Batley have killed it for sure now. It's Brad Day who finishes it off. Swinton all over the place. They'd shut down the kick, but Batley had enough numbers on the near side. Swinton couldn't get back, and that's game over, I'm afraid. It's Batley 36, Swinton 16 with the kick to come. Ward could have got a hard trick there, but he didn't quite have enough to go himself. He found support. And he had options either side, to be fair. The Batley players were up there. It was Day who finished it. Walker can line up another conversion. And it'll be a long rest of the game, this, for Swinton. Because it's unlikely they'll be able to come back from this deficit. Walker lines up his kick 10 in from the touchline. Swinton punished, having gone down to 12 men. The game's got away from them. Walker misses his kick. Not the best of strikes, that from Pat Walker, but I don't think Batley will be too bothered. They're well in command in this game. Luke Waterworth about to come on, so Swinton maybe making a change at hooker, although with Connor Taylor on the field, they have a couple of options they could go down here. Well, it is Hansen who's coming off. Hayden Hansen withdrawn, so Luke Waterworth will go straight on at hooker. Josh Barlow, I think, will be back on the field shortly. But for the moment, Swinton continue with just the 12. Batley have punished them for it. It's Hankinson to take the restart. 38-16 on the scoreboard. Batley with a slow play of the ball, but Swinton this time penalised for offside. Well, when it's not your day, it's not your day. That's just a gift for Batley again to kick over halfway. And the kick actually bounces infield before running dead. Had Swinton been a bit quicker, they might have been able to get there. But Batley have the tap now on the 40. And Ward is well up for it, looking for a hat-trick of tries in this second half. Brambani throws the dummy. Another slow play the ball. Batley pleading with the referee for another penalty. Nothing given to them, but Swinton are looking a bit forlorn at the moment. Still down to 12 and defending on their own line again. Another slow play the ball. Batley working it towards the left. Brambani well met, that time by Chris Hankinson. But it's been one-way traffic in this second half. Swinton haven't touched the ball from what I can remember. The ball goes to ground that time, picked up by Jack Hansen, who looks for an offload. He can't find one. Swinton start the set on their own 10 through Mike Butt. Good drive from Mike Butt, who's just far enough in field that he won't be taken out into touch. Shouts of offside from the balcony above us, but nothing given. It'll take more than a few refereeing decisions to pull the iron out of the fire for the Lions this time. That was a risky ball from Woods as Swinton worked the ball right across the field, but can't find any reward from it. Still inside their own 40. They've not touched the ball in the Batley half in this second 40 minutes so far. And a knock-on's given as Swinton were looking for the play of the ball, and then Swinton penalised for disputing the decision. They were on the ground for an eternity there. Penalised for talking back. Batley will kick for touch. The referee deciding that he won't kick the penalty for goal for them. He allows them to take the tap. Back in field they come, and they'll be looking for another try here. Swinton still a man light. Oh no, Josh Barlow's just come back on. I didn't see him come on there. So Swinton back to full strength. And Barlow into the tackle. But Barlow's dismissal. Well, Barlow, I think, might have been penalised again. Ripping out given this time. In front of the post. I wonder if Batley will go for goal this time. No. Tap again. 10 metres from the line. Central position. Batley should score from here. Against a tired Swinton defence. Inside ball and then out again. Hankinson hanging on at the tackle. The ball goes to ground. Play on, says the referee. Backwards it went. No touch off a Swinton hand. Back in field, Batley come again. Working the ball along the line. Looking to exploit tiredness in the Swinton defence. Good tackle that time though from Woods for the Lions. On their own line again. Brambani enjoying himself this afternoon. Given all the freedom of the AJ Bell Park. Set up by a strong forward performance and some poor play from Swinton. Scott goes for the line and I think he's over the fullback. Finds a gap. And Scott scores for Batley. And this is getting embarrassing for Swinton now. Well, Brambani's announced as the try scorer. Looked as though it was the fullback Scott to me. Either way, Batley have scored, it makes no difference. And Walker can add to his growing points tally with the conversion attempt. Batley lining up some fresh forwards. Swinton lining up a triple change. It'll be Brown and Rowe to come on for Batley while Walker lines up the kick. Swinton have Shelford, Braycheck and Hayden Hansen ready to come on. So Hansen hasn't been off the field too long. He'll be coming back on. Wondering if he'll be going in a different position to hooker unless Luke Waterworth's picked up an injury. One-way traffic in the second half. Knocked over by Walker as well, so Batley now lead by 42 points to 16. It's become a bit of a thrashing, this one. Josh Barlow back off. He didn't stay on the field long. Connor Taylor coming off as well. I don't think he's too happy with that. Not been on the field long at all, Connor Taylor. Straight back off he comes. Wood with the short kick-off for Swinton as Hankinson looks to get there. He knocks it back. Will it fall to Swinton hands? Yes, it does. Andy Braycheck picks up the loose ball and then throws an offload to Hayden Hansen. Swinton with ball in hand inside the Batley half for the first time, I think, since half-time. Really has been one-way stuff. Mike Butt with the drive. It's desperation from Swinton. Now they've got to just gamble on everything and hope for a miracle. Slow play the ball again, but the referee won't give a penalty to Swinton. Fell, caught in two minds and caught in possession and driven back by the Batley defence. They've not let up their intensity, fair play to them. They've been very quick off the line, and that line speed starting to irritate the Swinton fans. A half a break there for Hayden Hansen as Woods put him away, but 15 short of the posts. Waterworth and Hansen both on the field at the moment for Swinton. I think Hansen's replaced Connor Taylor at loose forward. And Swinton have a penalty. The sarcastic applause from the crowd for ripping out. Swinton will take the tap, no value in taking the two, and it's a try for Swinton. Quick work there from Luke Waterworth. He spotted the defensive line was asleep, and Waterworth burrowed his way under and scored at the base of the post. Smart work there from the Swinton hooker. Swinton have something to cheer at last in this second half. But it'll take a lot more than that to come back into the game. Hankinson will knock over the conversion from that position. A chance for Swinton to at least give themselves something to build on ahead of next week's game at Dewsbury. Luke Waterworth, sponsored by Electricity Solutions Limited, with a try, and Chris Hankinson knocks over the extras. So Swinton 22, Batley 42 is the score. Still a long way back for Swinton to come in this game. The referee stops the clock as Walker takes his time over the restart. Walker goes deep, taken safely by Josh Woods, and on to Shelford, who loses the ball in the tackle on the first, and Batley could be in again. Immediate reply this to Swinton, who scramble back and make the tackle on their own line. Error, unforced again, and Batley will be looking to score straight away here. Swinton have a penalty this time. It's a forward pass that's given, to sarcastic applause from the balcony above us. Head and feed from Swinton. So Swinton head and feed on their own 10. Forward pass, unforced error from Batley, who have a comfortable lead. I think people looking at the scoreline might think Batley have been brilliant this afternoon, but I don't think either side have been particularly good, and I would expect that on this evidence at least both sides will be fighting it out near the bottom of the table. Far better teams in this division than both of these two. Swinton on their own 10. Waterworth arced in half. Swinton have a penalty for interference at the play the ball. Woods quickly kicks that into touch. And now it's the Batley fans' turn to be unhappy with the officiating of this game. Hankinson with the carry for Swinton. On their own 40 still. Slow play the ball again. That's another offence from Batley. The team warning must be out soon. They've been doing it all game. It's Jack Hansen who kicks it to touch. Over halfway, and a tap for Luke Waterworth. Davis on off the bench for Swinton. Another slow play the ball. Waterworth dummies once and then finds Braycheck, who fumbles it, and then a beautiful sidestep from Andy Braycheck. Hansen throws the dummy and cuts in field. Hankinson just didn't have enough space on his right. But Swinton 10 short now. Suddenly it's Batley on the back foot. Braycheck just takes it up the middle. Decent enough carry, but no real threat of scoring from that range. Woods throws the dummy and then the pass, and that's a simple try for the Lions. Matt Sarsfield crosses for Swinton, and Batley's defence doesn't look very good. Sarsfield, sponsored by Quinn Civil Engineering Limited, with a try. 2 tries in the second half now for Swinton. The comeback is on, maybe not. A long way to go. Hankinson won't take too long over the kick, but at least Swinton showing a bit of fight at the back end of this game. Hankinson lines up the conversion. It's not a gimme. Left-footed from the left. Batley have changed the hooker while Hankinson prepares the kick. Touch judges step forward and the flags go up, so Chris Hankinson continues good form with the boot. And if Swinton were to get another in quick fire time, then maybe there will be a bit of panic in the Batley ranks, but they'll just slow it down as much as they can. Made sure the kicking tee wasn't on the field until everyone was lined up. They're going to slow it down at every chance. 5th tackle, they'll kick to touch, as they're well entitled to do. The referee had stopped the clock that time. He knew exactly what they were doing there. The referee restarts it, and it's a shortish kick off that from Batley, who showing a bit of invention there, looking to win the ball back from the kick-off. A rare moment of inspiration for them. With Swinton in possession, kick-off was safely received on the far side. But again, up quickly, Batley. They must have had a signal that this is a big set from them, and Shelford's knocked on. He's not had a good game this afternoon. Another error from Kyle Shelford. And Swinton have a man down. A power play that from Batley. They really went for it with the line speed, and they forced the error. Shelford took his eye off the ball and knocked on the Swinton 30. And it's Batley who have head and feed. Well, there's a delay for an injury on the far side. So the scrum lined up, a thumbs up from the physio. And I think we'll get back underway momentarily. There might be 2 balls on the field, which will just be another slight delay. There's Batley head and feed on the Swinton 30. Brad Day to put the ball in. Out it comes. Walker moves it on to Scott, well met by Hankinson. Strong, solid tackle that from Chris Hankinson on the Batley fullback. Brown moves it on this time for Batley. Up the middle again they go. Back to the first choice hooker, the Bulldogs. Flat ball from Walker. And the soft tackle again from Swinton. It takes 3 of them to complete it. Batley are in a good position under the posts. Swinton can't get off their own line. It's furious, frantic waving of arms on the far side from the Swinton men. If Batley move it across, they might have an overlap, but they've gone for the power play. And it's a Borough under from acting half. Simple stuff. Leake scores it for Batley. He just dived under. Again at the play the ball. The second time in the match, Batley have scored through that one. And Batley take the lead to 46-28 with a kick to come. It's becoming a very high scoring game, this. Swinton have been blown away, nowhere near good enough. And Batley have punished them. And Walker can take another kick at goal. Become something of a training session for Pat Walker. Batley fans, not many of them have made the trip, and for a side that are romping away with this game, they're pretty quiet. Not too much noise from them. Walker to take the kick, knocks it over. Shelford's come off for Swinton. Macaulay No, it's Gavin Bennion who comes on for the Lions. Not really seen a lot of Bennion. And a chance of Yorkshire coming from the Batley crowd away to our right. Woods with the kick. I don't think it'll make the 10. Swinton allow it to bounce, and it bounces into touch, and Batley have the penalty on halfway. Woods just didn't quite give it enough. Bounced about a metre short of where it needed to be. And Batley's penalty might not reach touch either, but can't keep it in field. He maybe should have done there. He lost sight of it and he fell back over the touchline. If he'd have judged it a bit better, I think he could have kept that in field, but Batley take the tap on the 20. And they'll have 50 points in mind now. Up to the Swinton 10 already. Leaking at acting half. Runs away to the left. Flat ball to Day. Leak again threatens to go from dummy half. Batley keep the ball alive. Back to Leak, who can't get over the melee of players on the floor. That's a loose pass that takes a bounce, and Swinton pick up the loose ball. It goes loose again. And the referee gives a penalty to Swinton, I think, for ripping out. And the touch judge has run on. The referee wasn't looking. Batley holding on to the ball, having had the penalty given against them. Classic gamesmanship from a winning team. And it'll be a scrum, actually, that's given the first knock-on against the Bulldogs. And the referee will just line up both packs in a position he's happy with. And we can go through the whole charade of a scrum again. Jack Hansen to put the ball in for Swinton. Out it comes. But Batley line very quick again, looking to force Swinton back. But plays it. Bennion with the drive this time. But the Batley line are equal to it. It was Braycheck with the previous drive. Bennion with that one. Again, driven back. The referee deciding he'd shouted held. Swinton were pushed back. And they play the ball from the exact same position. Good offload that from Hansen. Swinton maybe have an opportunity on the far side. Batley get across and Crooks makes the tackle for the visitors. But Swinton looking a little bit like lost sheep at the moment. A high tackle given as Hayden Hansen carted it up. Penalty going Swinton's way that time, and Josh Woods can kick it up to halfway. Well, just over halfway. Good kick that from Josh Woods. Very good kick. Swinton up to 35 short of the line. And the referee stops the clock again because we've got 2 balls on the field. Tap from Waterworth. Swinton lining up a bit deeper this time. Maybe they'll move the ball along the line. Woods throws a couple of dummies. Moves it on to Hansen. But the Swinton line had just got ahead of him there, and Hansen could do nothing with it. And Hansen eventually tackled, but pushed backwards in it. Davis. Not much room on the near side. It goes to ground off a Batley hand as Fell moved it on. Swinton will have head and feed at the scrum. Looking to win the ball back. Batley, well, Ainscough holding on to it. And then he throws the ball at Mike Button. I think he'll be getting 10 minutes there, Ainscough. And there's pushing and shoving in the middle as well. Gamesmanship from Batley. Typical of the West Yorkshire clubs. They're not interested in flair rugby. Never entertaining. And he should get 10 minutes for that. No need for it at all. It was a Swinton scrum and they just wouldn't give the ball back. Surely a 10-minute offence. The touch judge should have seen it. I think the next tackle could be tasty. Ainscough called over by the referee. And I think he's going to get away with it. He does get away with it. Unbelievable. It'll just be a head and feed to Swinton. And that's a green light for the high shots going in now. It's going to erupt, I think, any minute. Hansen out the back of the scrum for Swinton. Hankinson with the carry, no support with him. 20 from the posts. Waterworth does well to get across. Woods. Braycheck goes in field. Finds an offload back to Hayden Hansen, who shrugs off the attempted tackle. Better move that from Swinton, working towards the left-hand side. 8 metres from the line. Back it comes again to Hayden Hansen, whose pass takes a bounce. Well picked up by Jack Hansen. And then knocked backwards by Bennion. Play on, says the referee. Fell picks it up. Sloppy that from Swinton, and they've lost ground there. They're now 25 from the line, with Waterworth in acting half. Back it comes to Braycheck. Brown with the tackle. The former Swinton man. Looks as though he'll be on the winning side again this afternoon. A good step from Hayden Hansen. Can't quite get away. That's the last. 10 from the line. Chris Hankinson has his hands up on the near side. Swinton look to work the ball along the line towards him. Jack Hansen puts the dribbled kick through into the in-goal area. He almost gets there. Batley knock it dead. And there'll be a drop out under the posts for the Bulldogs. Good kick and chase that from Jack Hansen, and what a Kel surprise. Batley man goes down injured. Gives themselves a rest. And the referee, I don't think, stopped the clock just yet either. Eventually he spots it. It's Leak with the gamesmanship. No interest in rugby, this lot. Dull team to watch. You want to pass the ball about a bit more. Leak takes the opportunity to get some fluids on board, and what a miracle. He's nothing wrong with him. And Batley can take the drop out. Swinton finally building some kind of pressure, but it's too little too late for them. Fell receives the drop out from under the post. Braycheck with the carry and finds a good offload as well. Bennion on loan from Salford, on familiar territory here, and he's given a penalty. Waterworth wants to take a quick tap, the referee won't allow it. Hayden Hansen carries it up to the Batley line. Takes 3 men to stop him. He's not let his head go down, Hayden Hansen, to be fair. He's kept going. Jack Hansen onto Fell. Swinton looking dangerous on to Hankinson on the near side. Can't quite find a way to the line. Couple of metres short. Butter acting half pulls it back to Jack Hansen with a long ball. Bennion moves it on. Hayden Hansen this time for Swinton. Moving it to the far side. But no way through there. Batley got men across and made the tackle. Back in field, Swinton come this time. Woods with the kick through, and it was a planned move. There's 3 or 4 Swinton men after it. A cheer goes up, but he's gone dead before the Swinton players could get there, and Batley have the tap on the 20. Decent enough kick from Woods, but just a smite too much on it. And Batley have a breakthrough. Ainscough on the near side. Swinton players streaming back. Ainscough runs over the fullback and looks for support. The Swinton do get men back. Ainscough looking for a quick play the ball. Back it comes. Batley have a chance. And he's knocked on by Brown. A loss of composure there for Brown, and maybe saw a chance for glory. Some fans are starting to head towards the exits. They've seen enough, they're cold enough. And they're heading for a cup of tea, but Swinton in possession. Haven't given up, but certainly been second best in this game. As yet, Batley unable to make the 50-point mark. Another offload from Andy Braycheck. Gave Fell this time with the carry. Again, shrugs off a couple of tacklers, eventually brought down on the Swinton 40. The game just petering out. Bennion with the drive. Over halfway. The Batley line, there was offsides all along. It was Swinton evaded those. Woods with a chip and chase over the top. He gets the ball. Good inventive play that from Josh Woods. He looks for a quick play the ball. Batley still have men streaming back, and Swinton work it to the near side with Davis. Puts the kick in behind, but it came off a Batley boot. Before coming back to Swinton possession, play on, says the referee, and a reset tackle count. Hankinson in at acting half for Swinton. They need to keep some composure. They've looked a bit more dangerous when they've been more inventive. And Woods, Waterworth, sorry, goes in at acting half, 10 from the post in a central position. Waterworth goes left to Woods, just drops it off to Hayden Hanson, finds an offload back to Woods. Thought about going left, but there was nothing on. He went right, and his pass went to ground and was picked up by Batley, and the chance is gone for Swinton. Just trying a bit too much. And Batley have half a break as well from acting half. Shelford looks as though he may be about to come back on for Swinton. Stuart Little has seen enough. He's heading down to the touchline from his position high up in the stand. 48-28 the score here at the AJ Bell Stadium. Lions TV on YouTube, sponsored by Techmark. Unfortunately, commentating on another defeat for Swinton here. 48-28, Batley on halfway. Swinton have been second best for the vast majority of this game. Rowe with a carry for Batley, who wants a penalty. Back it comes to Walker, who spends a high spiralling kick taken by Mike Butt safely, and he finds a bit of space. It looked as though he was grabbed around the neck there, Mike Butt, but he was brought down. Nothing wrong with it according to the referee. Another slow play the ball. Batley happy to see the game out. Forsyth, the Wigan loanee, gets an offload again, but he's gone backwards. Sarsfield picks it up for Swinton. Eyes up the defence, but can't find a way around. Batley were smart to it. Swinton running out of ideas at the end of this game, still inside their own half. And with a pretty flat looking line, it's going to be a one-man rugby from Andy Braycheck. He's brought down just inside the Swinton half. Waterworth goes in at acting half, dummies left and goes right. Hanson, Jack Hanson that is, with a pass on the bounce to Chris Hankinson, and that's the last. Davis goes in at acting half, pulls it back to Jack Hanson and further back to Woods on halfway. Sends a chip kick, but there's a player offside there for Swinton. It was an easy decision, that one. The hooter goes, Batley have the penalty. The decision was given before the hooter went, so Batley will have to take this penalty. I think they'll just drill it into touch. Although if they're smart, they could run for a goal here with the tap. Swinton haven't got anyone back in position. Well, now they are getting players back. Tap from Ratey, and he'll just jog it up and accept the tackle and accept the win. Swinton not good enough this afternoon, blown away by Batley, who I don't think were at their best. They didn't need to be. Full time at the AJ Bell Stadium. Disappointing afternoon that for Swinton. It's Swinton 28, Batley 48.